What's going on, community? It's your boy Kirk the Creator, and today is the final part to our 4-part series on Behind the Chair. And I wanted to discuss the topic that's really been driving this series for me, and that's just to find out, is the barber school failing the artistry, right? Is it failing in the essence of what it's teaching us, or is it just checking off the boxes, right? This year is, a license, a piece of paper to the state that says I'm safe, right? I've done the hours that I needed to get what I needed to justify that I'm going in a field that justifies this artistry that I have. But within barber school, as you will know if you just started, or as you already known since you've been out, that it failed in one specific way that it shouldn't. So in this video, we're going to be talking about, is the barber school failing the artistry? Roll the intro. Like I stated earlier when I held up the barber license, that piece of paper just say that to the clients that walk through the door, or to your constituents, or to the state that you're in, right? That you're safe. You've qualified yourself, you've done the hours, you've done the book work, and somewhere in there you learn how to maybe cut hair, maybe. Because you still have to do your reps. But it doesn't say that you're an artist. It doesn't say that you are a barber. It doesn't say that you're a professional. It just said you completed the work that was given to you, again, in the classroom setting, and you completed the hours that it takes to complete the book work, right? I think what we need to, and State Board, if you hear me, we need to focus more on not just the safety aspect, because to be honest, the licenses covers the state. It doesn't, again, verify nor justifies that you're an artist or a barber, right? Or a stylist or a tattoo artist or anything, right? It just says this person completed everything that they needed to be covered by the state to say that this person is okay, this person is trusted. To me, when I did barber school, right, one of my main goals were to make sure that I got my reps in, make sure that I understood some of the color theories and all the things that I think I was going to invoke when I became a professional barber or a master barber per se. But when people go to barber school, the mistake is that they're going to be taught how to cut hair. Like driving school teaches you how to drive, because you drive just as much as you do book work. Unfortunately, barber school does not. In this state, I can't speak for everybody, mainly in this state, and Virginia that I once lived, they don't really teach you how to cut hair. I think that's a missed opportunity. I think that is where the school is failing us, because it's not telling you like how to approach certain textures of hair. It's not teaching you. It's telling you, but it's not teaching you how to deal with swirls, cowlicks, hair patterns, how to deal with receding hairline, how to deal with certain chemicals that is specifically better for certain types of hair texture and types. So in this video, I want to take that opportunity to kind of have this conversation to see if maybe at the end we can come up with a solution, maybe not, but just kind of give a forewarning and an open conversation to those that are thinking about going to barber school, are just starting barber school, are about to leave barber school, and that has already graduated barber school. And I want to touch on these 3 key points within this video. So this video, I'm going to take my time. So if I pause a lot, it's because I want to make sure that I'm covering all the bases and all the important points that I wanted to deliver in this video. So bear with me as we go to topic number 1, which is the sanitation versus the skill gap. And I'm going to reference to my teleprompter just to make sure that, again, I don't miss anything. So if you see me looking down or away or pausing, it's because I really want to drive this message to get a bigger and greater understanding of how the barber school can actually become the place of refuge for us to hone in on the artistry and hone in on the education portion as well, to make a perfect candidate per se to go out in the field and be fully equipped for battle. Now, the schools are designed to minimize the state's liability, like I mentioned in the beginning, right? Not to maximize your talent. They take it as the talent portion is going to be based on when you do your reps, when you get onto the floor, right? But as we know, the book time uses up 80% of that time, 80% of that time, because you have to pass these, well, it makes sense for you to pass these, end of chapter tests, these pop quizzes, these history lessons, learning about motor types, learning about cutting styles, like when it comes to doing women's hair, like blunt cuts and things of that nature. Learning face structure, how many bones is in the face. All those things are important, as well as learning how to use that knowledge in the real world. They don't teach you how to actually deliver the art. You can't find that artistry inside of the textbook. That is going to take, again, repetition, preparation, understanding, clarity, one-on-one with different types of hair, let me pause here, because one of the things I noticed when it comes to barber school when I was there was your barber school is normally in a place, of most of the time lower income, which only leaves you to a small window of type of people, or not people, sorry, type of, people, but texture. And that's unfair to your artistry, because when you get out in the real world, you're gonna either choose to stick with what you know, or you're gonna be nervous to expand. And that right there can kill the artistry within you. If you go to cosmetology school, then again, you're cornered into a certain texture or type of hair, which again can either limit you or push you to learn outside of the box. School focuses on the science of safety, but it ignores, again, the soul of how you're supposed to be a barber within this industry. I remember when all the chapters that we learned, it felt more rushed. It felt like every day was an exam versus honing in on the people that came to school to learn how to cut hair, not the history of hair, when it all began, why were redheads considered such a valuable, high mark because of the hair count and the thickness of the hair. That's fine. That should be information on your own time, so you can be more educated on where it all came about and how we transitioned from using different tools back in the day, from cutting hair and shaving, to now where we are now. But to send somebody out there with a bunch of book knowledge and no street knowledge, which I'm going to call street knowledge, the art of cutting, the art of consultation, the art of delivering on a promise, which is under promise and over deliver. School doesn't really teach you that because their focus is to cover the state's portion and their portion, which is getting you prepared to pass this test. Your job is to go to barber school and is to learn and to perform at the same time. So you have to learn how you're going to balance that and deliver at the same time. So one of the other things that I wanted to touch on, the school teaches you, again, book work, but by graduation, it feels like, I'm not saying it is because I don't have a professional chart or graph to prove this, but just by word of mouth, hearing it on social media and on the internet, and speaking to people that's in the field locally, it's like majority of us have zero knowledge of P&L, profit and loss, for those that, again, don't know what that means. How to budget your books, manage your books, how to put aside your taxes if you're not paying them quarterly, monthly, semi-annually. And then by the end of the fiscal year, which is how you do your books, your P&L, you're ending up paying 30% or more or less, slightly, without planning for it. We go day by day and we look in our, let's say, Booksy app or Squire app or the Cut app and all these other platforms, even Cash App or Counting Cash or Zelle or Venmo, and we don't do a daily balance sheet to say, all right, this is how I'm going to batch out for today. I made $500 hypothetically. Nobody puts aside the 30%, whether it's for the end of the month, the end of the quarter, the end of the semi-annual, even the less, the annual. Then here comes the end of the year and we're trying to find things to write off. We're trying to find ways to fluff our books to where it looks like we didn't make much, but we did. And then we fall into the trap of unbalanced books, P&Ls are off the charts. Then we have to close up shop or in our heads, I need to increase my prices. Your prices has nothing to do with your P&Ls. Your P&Ls is called profit and loss. If you separate what you made from what you owe, which is to taxes, and back into the business and budgeting your actual expenses on your personal side, that's what P&L is. And school doesn't teach you economics in that, strategically. They kind of they just jump over that part and again focusing on how to pass this test. That's all I've heard, and everybody has told me that I have spoken to about this topic before I decided to make this video. And it's sad because it's the same perpetual cycle that we hear our people, any color, creed, race, gender, I don't care. We say school robbed us from not doing economy classes in detail. Then you have the side that say, well, whoever they are, don't want us to know. It's to keep us trapped and this, that, and the third. So if you know to do better and you are saying these things, why don't you learn to do better or just do better? So I want to, again, keep talking about how important it is to learn about P&Ls, how important it is to learn about marketing, how important it is to learn about budgeting, how important it is to also learn about the actual craft itself, how to do a correct consultation, the top 5 questions to ask during a consultation. You can't go wrong by asking these 5 questions. How to deliver under promise and over deliver with what the expectation of what the clientele requests, how to do follow-ups, how to do marketing, how to do branding. All these things are not thoroughly taught in barber school, and those are some key factors that I think every entrepreneur, whether you're a barber or you sell t-shirts, need to know before getting in business. Because once you get your state's license, you become an apprentice in some states, or some states you jump straight into becoming a master barber. Most people are unprepared, and that's a sad situation, because it hurts us as professionals, and it makes us look like we're, what's this called? A transition service for convicts, or a transitional service for people that failed at corporate America, or a transitional service for people that aren't educated enough. That's what we make it look like, because we're walking around over expressing who we are and under delivering on the expectation of our professionalism. And again, this is my observation. Please comment down below and tell me what you see, what you hear, what you think that we need to do, because we have to speak to each other. We have to help one another get past the stereotype of you meeting a person, whether it's a male or female, or you're at a family reunion, or you at a meet and greet, or you're at a investment event, and the first thing so what are you into, or what do you do, or what's your profession, and you go barber, and they look at you like, oh. We have to change that narrative by presenting our field, our profession, as professional. I'm not saying wear a suit and tie every day. I'm not saying, speak a certain way. I'm saying we have to have deliverables, and we have to meet those deliverables in order for people to take us serious. So 30 years ago, I learned by watching a master barber. I learned by, observing how the style changed, depends on what type of hair he or she was cutting, what type of clipper or trimmer or comb or patterns that they were using during these different cuts. I used to literally sit at the barbershop and watch people cut hair, just to learn what is it, why did they do that with that person. And mind you, back then, crispy lines was never a thing. Back then, like, the perfect blend or perfect fade was not a thing. It was what we called chili bowls back in the day, where you just literally bald everything, and right here is just hair. Everything was about carving, it was about shaping, and it was about designs. That was it. That was it back in the day. That's how far back, when, cutting hair became a thing, like a real thing in a community barbershop, or the community house, like I like to call it. That's how much it has changed. Now everything is about the perfect blurry blends, the sharp lineups, the unforgettable tapers, and the perfect fades. And it's gotten away from, again, the relationship building. It gotten away from the art of concern between you and the client, you and the community. Like, it's this big disconnect, because it's like we're on this hush-hush thing, or speak when spoken to, or this is not the place, not the time to talk about certain issues and things, and all that needs to be discussed in the barbershop. My last video, I mentioned how they were telling us that religion and politics does not belong in the barbershop, and I totally disagree. That is where voters went. That is where people that wanted to register for vote went. That's where people used to get their teeth pulled. That's where people used to get free counseling and consultation. That's where people used to save their marriages. That's where gangs used to meet up to, discuss discrepancies that's going on their block. The barbershop was the community. And we have gotten into people's pockets now, and we care more about being $100 barber or $500 barber than we care more about the craft itself. And it's becoming an epidemic, where people are growing locks more now. People are learning how to cut at home now. People are just shaving their hair off now, because they can't deal with the politics of a barber. One minute you're there, next minute you're taking all these vacations because you made a couple bands. Next minute, you undecided, or if you're going to keep doing this or keep doing that. Next minute, you just outside smoking or drinking, or you in the car or you're sitting there apologizing every 5 seconds. Oh, I thought your time was this time, and you arguing with the customer. You're telling them, you know, I'm my own boss. I show up when I want to. I do this and do what are we doing? What are we doing? Barber school does not, again, build you to the point where you're not considering yourself this free agent, nilly-willy, just doing your own thing. It's only focused on what the state requires and what you need to keep the school funded, and they pour less into the art of it, the economics of it, and the longevity portion of it. They speak out loud 1 or 2 times on it. I won't take that from them, but they don't teach on it. Speaking on something and teaching on something is 2 different things. I would like for barber schools to actually teach on these things that matter. Teach them how to be a grief counselor. Teach your barbers how to do that. Teach them how to listen and be an aid to your client, which is word of mouth for marketing. Guerrilla marketing will never die. It will never die. So there's no point of taking away from that. It needs to teach us how to do balance sheets, daily batches. It needs to teach us how to do P&Ls, how to do our taxes. We should even have tax preparers to come to a barber school, telling them exactly how much taxes are for that state, for that city, for that year, the things that they can write off, how to set aside for, you know, your own private 401k, your private Roth, your private insurance. Have insurance companies come there, speak to the students. Matter of fact, it should be at your halfway point of barber school. All these things need to be taught, presented, and laid out for the barber so they can start planning ahead, so we can be contributors to the community, so we can be contributors to the financial institution of where you are in the world, whether it's the United States or abroad. Like, these things are important, and schools are not doing these things. They're just pushing out numbers, taking tuitions, and living their lives. I'm not saying schools don't care, but they're not prepared, not structured, and they're not doing that portion that I think is so important for all the kids, or young man, old man, women, whatever you want to go by these days. All these things are important, because you get out here in the real world, how can you give counsel, sound counsel, to a client or a young man that you've been cutting their hair since they're little, or they're just now starting to come to you? How can you be of aid to them if you have no knowledge of what's going on and how to do these things? Because you were never taught that. And granted, you should take the initiative to learn that, but let's just say you didn't and you haven't. School, that's what school is supposed to be for. It's supposed to be a place of education, not turnarounds. It's not a revolving door. It should never be that way. And point number 3, school shouldn't be, or the state shouldn't be, about deregulation. Matter of fact, overregulation. Finding ways to stop, us from being more than what we can be, or how we should do things, or so focused on CYA or CYB, covering your butt, and focus more on putting out, it's like Harvard or Howard. They put out, the best lawyers, or whatever the case may be. Our state barbers board should be able to push out the correct, well-trained, overqualified barbers and stylists. Overqualified. Nobody should be underqualified. Everybody should have an EIN, an employee identification number, before leaving barber school. That way, their name, their brand are already in motion. Taxes are already being tracked because they learned it, hypothetically, during the midpoint to the end graduation part. The graduation package should be an EIN. It should be possibly, if they did like I did, which halfway during school, already built my barbershop, it should have my LLC to be presented. Like, these things need to be spoke about at a barber school. I'm giving y'all some gems. Imagine going to a graduation for your cousin, your brother, your sister, whomever, your dad, whoever. And it's almost like an honor student, right? Cum laude, right? Today we're honoring, I'm gonna use myself, Kirk, the creator today. He has done 1,528 hours according to state requirement. He ranked, second, third, fourth, fifth in the class. He has done 200 hours of rep time. Just all the things that you can pay attention to, like, he got nominated Student of the Month for January of 2026. And these are his contribution back to society. He has completed his federal, funding request, ABA, SBA, small business loan to, start a shop or something, right? He is a member of the Chambers of Commerce. He has his EIN, his professional name going forward will be Kirk the Creator. He will be at this shop or this suite, or just, you get what I'm getting at. Like, all these things need to be announced and pronounced at a graduation service to show, like, where this person has come from. And just imagine the feel of fulfillment that will give the apprentice barber to just know that, like, they didn't just show up to school, did their hours, and then they're out of here. They ready to make $100 an hour, $50 an hour, $150 an hour, but they actually feel accomplished. Like, I've got, outside of this certificate, I still have one more thing to go, which is passing the state board the first time and then passing it the second time. But just that sense of accomplishment, to know that they have completed more than just hours, more than just the state requirement, but they actually became a person in society, a professional in society, to be recognized as this new professional. Even though they're apprentice, that they're still walking in their professionalism, right? Because just like with a doctor, you still have to do your residency for, X amount of years, right? That's the same thing, apprenticeship, a residency, same thing. But you're not called resident such and such. You're still called doctor such and such, right? I just think it's more rewarding when we push people to be more than just the word barber, and we turn it into something that can be recognized as a professional, an artist, a brand, a signature to the community and to society, versus using barbering or barber school or the industry alone as an scapegoat from, the streets or whatever the case may be. It should be where we're transformed, like Job Corps. We do the whole procedure of building the person up, setting them out into the world, and being proud that you were a part of that journey and this person was most likely to succeed. And that should be the reward from the school. The plus and minus of what's going on these days is it's more people graduating barber school or cosmetology school than there ever has been in history. But there has been more failed than they are successful. That's a bad look on the school. It's not a bad look on the person 100%. It's a bad look on who taught them, who trained them, who set them free and allowed them to be this professional without giving them any knowledge, any guidance, any footprint in the industry, almost like a letter of recommendation, to the world that you are more than just a hair cutter. but you're an actual professional barber. You're a master barber. You're a master stylist. You're not just somebody that does hair or somebody that does retwists or somebody that just cuts hair, but you're an actual professional in your profession. That is so important. And I think we miss that opportunity again as schools, right? No matter how much you post on social media and how much you try to leverage yourself as this professional, until you're doing the full package, you're literally just a hair cutter. And if you're okay with that, I'm okay with it too. I have no problem. Hands up. I ain't got no problem with it. But if you want to actually say the word barber out in public and within a setting of millionaires and thousandaires and hundredaires and be looked at as, oh, okay, all right. How was your quarter last year? Your business plan for your venture? Are you considering franchising? I mean, the conversation can go so many ways, right? That to me is what I would like to hear when I talk amongst people that don't understand our profession and don't look at it as if it's just something. It's like I wash cars. And to me, you don't need to go to school to learn how to wash a car, right? But you went to school for X amount of hours, whether it's 1,000 to 2,000. You took time out of your day, you took time out of your life, and you have invested in yourself initially, whether it be 2,000 to 25,000 or 30,000. You have invested in your craft. You need to be recognized that you are not just somebody that created something, but you're a part of something greater than who you are. And until the schools take it that serious and invest into it that seriously, then I think we're gonna listen. I even just had an idea. Just imagine if you went to a school and you're doing all the dues, right? You're checking all the boxes. You're learning all you need to learn. You're championing everything. You're learning everything. You know. Just imagine if the school was connected to a certain brand that needed a brand ambassador that can actually, like Wall or Andis or Stylecraft, and they sponsor you to do some kind of competition or hair show or forum where you're speaking to other barbers on how to, make it through school or get through school. They endorse you. They give you tools to try. It's like they just kicked off your whole career in this just huge thing where people are looking at it like, I want to be a barber because it's not just cutting hair. It's a whole brand. Your own clothing line going out to barbers, your own capes, your own clippers, your own solutions, your own, the list goes out. My mind just exploded in my head. That would be something that a school, and I'm gonna let you have it. You heard it here first on Clipper Connect. You can be the person that can change everything for anyone that comes to your school. It will give them a reason to show up. It will give them a reason to work real hard. It will give them a reason to go beyond the book. It will give them a reason to promote your school, promote your brand, promote themselves, promote, any brand. They could be the voice of Pepsi. They could be the voice of Taco Bell. They could be anything. If you, the school, invest in how you can find out how to make your students stand out more, do more, and prosper longer, that would be dope. That's the turnaround or turn that I'm looking for in this industry. Somebody to take the initiative that has a school or a bigger platform to recognize talent early and be a part of their journey, and just think of the outcome and impact that can happen for you, your establishment, that student, their family, that community. That's crazy. So, in closing, the license is just a permit. It allows you to enter to a facility. It allows you to get discounts at beauty supply stores, but it is not the end all be all. It is not the answer to your artistry. Repetition is, and reputation. Repetition and reputation is everything in this game. If you have a good reputation and delivering every single time, under promise, over delivering, and you do your repetitions by learning, touching the hair when it comes in, finding the cowlicks, the swirls, the weak spots, the direction that the hair is going, the transition that the hair is going through, whether it's getting thin, whether it needs treatment, whether it's dirty, whether it's clean, whether, a line is necessary. Because sometimes we've gotten so Instagram minded that we think a sharp line is everything. False. And I'm gonna say it again, false. I have clients where they don't want sharp lines, but they don't want everyone to notice that they're receding or they're thinning out. So what I do is I front taper within the whole front region, still give them their vertical line, still give them the C cup, but I don't touch anything. And once I get up to the top of the vertical line, I don't make it tight or sharp. I just use my weakest trimmers and just to follow that sharp transition. Taper out the front, just taper to where it just looks natural. Kind of like a Denzel Washington, because if you know Denzel's hairline, brother, that brother gets zero hairline enhancements and zero sharp lines in the front, zero. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. But us that think that a crispy line is everything. It is not. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's not. That's how you learn to give a client what they need. My boy Chaz, he has a client. I'm gonna just speak on one client. He has two that I know of, but this one specifically, he never wants the front touched. Never. Thin as all outdoors. Thin. But taper it out, blend it out like you're doing a fade on the side. Fade it out in the front. Trust me. He loves that. It's weird, but it's not weird because this man knows what he likes. And we deliver that. Well, Chaz deliver that just like I do with my clients too. I have about a 80-20 sharp line. 80% want the crisp, 20% just leave it natural. And I'm okay with it. You're gonna get that vertical bar though. Because if you don't look like you got a haircut. But we deliver. That's what we need to teach people in school, that everything is not about crispy line. Do not follow social media. Use it as a reference. It's not the Bible. It's not Google. It is not Gemini. It's not Grok. It's only a reference point. Don't get caught up in trends. Don't think that your images and your pictures and your short videos are not internet worthy. Trust me, somebody's out there looking for someone like you. That's the great part about this industry. There is somebody, it's a group of people for somebody. A group of people for somebody. And that somebody could be you. Hopefully I helped you today. Just understanding that school can be better, but it's what you make it. And school needs to be better because it's going to be what they decide to teach. You can still deliver on the books and you can still deliver on the artistry. And you need to give an incentive to these people that's paying this money, just to show how well rooted and grounded you are in the industry, how tight-knit you are in the community, and how they can rely on you to make them the best version of this artistry possible in the community. This is Kirk the Creator. Clip a Connect. Part 4, Behind the Chair. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. All right? Peace.